Ja, naar je geluisterd. Ze kijken niet naar de bal.
Dat kan wel helpen.
Oké, markering op het veld, op de baseline.
Soms dat je nog niet hersteld bent, hè? Dat je niet hersteld voordat je bent. Spitsen.
Kies waar jij doet.
Zoals realiseert. Denk ik dat bedoel ik.
Ja, je moet gewoon nog niet.
Ja. Als je daar staat, kunstmatig, kan zijn dat je niet hersteld bent. Als je nog niet vanuit daar, ja, anders zou ik het niet weten. Zou maar dat jongetje toch niet hier zo staan, links? Dat bedoel je niet, hoor.
Kijk, hij speelt hem daar, dus dan moet hij laat hij zich verleiden om, laat hij zich verleiden om het gat te halen.
Ja, maar dan is het puur vergoeding van over.
Double vision.
Hij zet ze aan het doen. Echt voorbij. Kijk maar, voorbij, zie je met zijn neus boven.
Dicht op het net?
Ja.
En die loopt dan?
Nee, dat is nu
Ja, dat
niet.
weet ik niet.
Oeh. Keken de bal recht in de ogen.
Vaak het probleem is, komt dat nu gaat worden, is ze zijn al open en spelen.
Oh, ik weet wat ik bedoel. Als ze zo half zacht aankomen, dat ze gelopen. Nee.
Maar dat is gewoon stop.
Ja, maar als je daar niet is, hè. Ga je lopen.
Maar dat is wel de reality. Speel de shot zo snel mogelijk en kort mogelijk bij het net.
Ja.
Veel spelers, de mix van energie.
Kan ze doen. Ja, Jippie, ja, dat je het haalt. Mooi opmerking.
Dat is een mooi iets mis, zeg je het? Je was altijd aan de trainer.
Hij is nog koud, hè? Kijk dat niet, hè? Als je koud wordt,
Oké, let's go.
Nou, ben benieuwd.
Dan hebben ze 3 opties om de bal in te geven. Geven we graag in het midden. Spelers nog moeten opkomen. Hele hoge bal op de kant te starten. Wel wachten. Bal nemen te draaien. En sneller de bal naar de zijkant.
herkennen van die wel op die kant. Ja, we doen dat vroeger zo. Jackie Engelaar. Ik van hem. Lang zo. Ja, ben ik zo. Hele aardige vent ook. Ik ben gewend ook. Dat ken ik wel. Maar die jongen niet om te zijn. Heel goed op weg.
Zelf ook nog goed, hè?
Ja, nee, natuurlijk is het wel. Ik heb maar niet gevolgd bij Vuust. Enschede. Ik heb toen een weekcursus in Goorn. Maar Jos Klaas ken ik natuurlijk wel. Hij kent mij wel. Weet je, Goorn heb ik niet gehoord.
Ontvanger staat middenin. Midden op het veld.
Ik heb mijn competitie-manager weer trouwens van.
Ja, leuk joh.
Trainer speelt aan.
Toch hartstikke goed die Bart van Onna. Ja, ik
Komt de andere kant op. Nu zijn een beetje servant van.
Die woont denk ik bijna. Hij krijgt een stukje.
Nee, dat is ook maar niks.
Goeie bal op de basis, maar boven dat net. Dat komt echt wel een hele van voor. Wat hij niet maakt, dat is net.
Dat zou ik niet hoor, die bal uit. Ja, uit geweest.
Oh ja. Die was ook uit geweest. Beoordelen of de bal uitgaat of niet.
Denk je niet? Het is zijn spel. Hij heeft een goede speler voor. Weet je hoe het is als je les geeft? Sta je stil bij de koud. Dan ben je niks waard, joh.
Ik zou zeggen,
Je kunt wel
neem een
twee
kop
achter elkaar
koffie.
mountain biken, maar dit hou je niet vol.
Als je dat 5 uur achter elkaar moet doen, dan is het.
Ze moet niet slaan, hè? Nee, maar pushen. Of had hij haar opgedragen om te slaan? Het effect. Kijk, ja. Precies.
Wanneer nou spelers, wanneer moet ik snelheid geven, wanneer niet?
Ja, zie je alleen maar opvangen. En als die laag over het net is, dan moet je hem cross neerleggen. En hoog dan rechtdoor.
Zonder ons kopvol. Je hebt een harde bal. Je hebt een harde zachte bal.
Bal twee keer staan, pak je vaak gewoon.
Ja, die maak je toch wel.
Ja.
Kijk, die pakken.
Hoppa. Die komt niet snel. Laag voor die oké.
Nou, lastig hè? Hoe passeer ik de netspeler hè?
Nou, bal.
Ja, nu is gewoon de eerste volley trainen en dan aansluiten. Daarna.
Snappen.
Even dan van leren is wel goed. Eerste volley. Ja, je zou hier iemand kunnen neerzetten, mede leren is, die dan wordt degene uitgevoerd. Dat je zelf op de zijkant staat en dat staat de hele baan beide aanspelen, op de hele baan. Dat is wel goed, hè? Deze oefening is wel dan met netjes. Je liet wel daar staan en dan een spelletje doen. 1 tegen 1, boem boem, knallen. Gewoon op een halve baan tot de 10. Ach,
Goed werk.
netjes heb ik toevallig vorige maand opgekomen.
Doe me een beetje denken aan het filmpje van Frank van Vrijenhoven. Weet je nog wel, die cursus in Apeldoorn. Die is ook dat filmpje zien. Ook service. Kijk het goed voor. Jongen, jongen, maar helemaal.
Is dat ook met oranje ballen doen ze dat?
Dit is toch gewoon wel te doen of niet? Hij staat wel ver weg, hè? 8 meter, ik vind dat die kinderen moet kunnen. Ik vind die hard, sorry. Jij bedoelt met Apeldoorn zeker die
Nou,
Elten.
Maar hij trekt en besluit hem heel vaak op de voorhand. Te laat waren, allemaal op de voorhand. Te laat.
doseren zijn minder goed. Weet je wat ik wel eens heb gedaan? Dan laat ik ze zo staan en dan andersom. Terug bij toe.
Ja.
Dat is helemaal, dat is nog veel erger. Als je dat bij elkaar laat doen, dan kunnen ze helemaal niet doseren.
Niet slaan.
Maar pubers vinden dat heel erg.
Ja, het is.
Oh jee.
Een wedstrijd.
Een lap.
Een wedstrijd, ja weet je.
Nou, mooi opgezet. Oké. Dus de opdracht is op naar de backhand. Oeh la la. Jongen, jongen.
Hele mooie opnames.
Die approach gaat hierheen. Dat is goed voorbereid. Te veel bij.
Wat zie je het net van?
Wat zijn het voor wat is dit voor oh, heb je dan niet.
Kijk, hij loopt niet die kant op.
Het is een
Ja, dat is
Iets makkelijker voor mij een rondel aan te staan. Tikken. Dus een altijd groot gat, kan je er echt in spelen. Er veel die dan zwak armpje hebben. Hop, hop, hop. Oké, hier we één zo.
heel soms aan deze kant.
Killen of bouwen. Als ze dat aanraken, zou je eigenlijk moeten killen in de opening. Moeten ze dat niet gaan bouwen. Moeilijke bouwing geven of dan verschil. Ga je killen of bouwen? Killen of bouwen? Bouwen.
Eigenlijk moet ze na de eerste slag moet ze gewoon even dat polletje hebben aangeraakt. Ja, zie je dat er zo niks.
Geen secondenlijn. Moet je bij je hebben, stel ik. Ik heb ook een schaap bij.
Maar die was er dus uit. Die
Weet je wat ik zelf bij me heb? Van het is zo onlogisch fetisch. Want ik heb al een toernooi gehad. Die fetisch strikken. En denk maar niet dat de tegenstander zegt, jij je veten hoor. Die gewoon niet meer spelen. Veten. Ik heb zelfs voor die netten zo'n ding draaien. Dat ze er altijd bij de netten naar beneden draaien. Dan ga ik lesgeven. Dan ga ik gewoon weer omhoog. Ja, Simone, je kunt maar krijgen hoe je me hebben wil. Je moet niet de netten naar beneden draaien en mij niet bellen. Dan draai ik ze gewoon weer omhoog. Ja. Sorry dat ik zeg maar. En dan gipjes heb ik bij me. Ik zag gipjes, kleingeld.
Bandage.
Die heb ik ook. Ik heb het allemaal bij me. Het is maar een beetje, maar ja, kleingeld. Ik heb al zo'n beetje geld bij me. Shit, altijd tijd voor te weten. Een paar tientjes.
Wel interessant hè. Hij speelt gewoon dit een hele goede bal, wagen voor je. Hij speelt een belachelijke drop terug, super goed gedaan. Maar hij evalueert zich negatief. Zie je heel vaak hè. Punt verliezen, slecht gespeeld van mij. Ik vond dat zeer goed gespeeld. Lage bal geven, alleen de tegenspeler was nog beter. Maar dat is wel de reality hè. Dat moeten ze wel gaan beseffen. Die hem goed gespeeld. Ik ook, maar de anderen ook beter. Je kunt er met zonneoefeningen wel zien.
Ja, maar je hebt ook wel eens dat ze een punt maken op een lelijke manier, dan zijn ze niet tevreden. Ja, kijk, zo'n bal kun je niet lekker raken. Je moet wel maken als dat. Even zo, hè, bam. Ietsje later dan, niet weggaan, hè, vanavond.
Ja, ik heb elkaar.
And just high five my hand. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, that was powerful. That really hurt. This time, because when you serve, you have to throw a ball in the air before you're allowed to hit it. So now you're going to practice throw the ball in the air and then hit my hand. Throw the ball in the air, hit my hand. Wow, that was powerful. Oh, that's powerful. Good. This time, you actually throw a ball in the air, but you're still going to hit my hand. You're not going to hit the ball. You're still going to hit my hand. Hold your racket up high. Throw the ball up and hit my hand. Yes. Throw the ball up and hit my hand. Yes. 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 Very good. Now you're learning to actually put both arms together when you serve. This is awesome. This time, you're going to throw the ball up, but you're not going to hit my hand. You throw the ball up and you hit it with the strings. Okay? Everyone, go! All 4 over. Good. Now, we're going to use your legs a little bit more up on your knees. And hold your racket up. And go. Very good. Now on your knees, but boys, a little bit more to the side with your knees. A little bit more to the side. That's it. So that's it. Hold the racket up. And then over it goes. Yeah, also. Go. Follow my story. These children. Hold your racket up nice and high. That's where you have to hit the ball. Throw the ball up. And go. Also good. Get one more ball. A little bit further back, halfway back, hold it up a little bit again, that's it, throw it up. Very good. And then all the way to the baseline, another ball. Spread out a little bit, boys. So this time, rack it up, throw the ball up, hit it up and over. Very good. Right, last go we're going to have, one more ball each, and this time, we're going to see which player can do this. You're going to start with your racket pointing down the court. So you're not pointing to the sky, pointing down the court. You throw the ball up, you hit it hover, and you keep your feet still. When the ball lands, ready position. I'm going to show you. Watch me. Point, throw, hit, stay still, ready position. But you can't be ready until the ball lands. You got that? Then start pointing at the cup. That's it, point. And do a proper serve. And keep your feet still. Go. Feet still. Ready position. Very good, boys. Well done. Excellent. So just some fun ways to get young kids. And I'm sure some of these games you already play. But just follow the story of the lecture. What we're going to do is try and learn the skill of the rhythm of the serve. Now, when you serve, you need to use both arms. One to throw the ball up, and then the other arm has to hold the racket to hit the ball. So we're going to make it a bit easier at the start. You're going to throw the ball up, and then catch it with your arm nice and straight above your head. Then next drill will help you to learn how to throw your elbow upwards towards the ball for the serve. You're going to toss the ball in the air and then make it land on the elbow. Good, make sure you throw the elbow up and make it land on it. Great game for solving players that throw with a straight arm. You must have had players that do that sometimes. They take the ball and they just throw with a straight arm. You can get them just to bend their arm by feeling the ball landing on the elbow. Great solution for that. Works every time. Try. Go back to your position on the baseline. That's it. You bend the elbow. Send it towards the ball. Another drill which will help your rhythm on the serve is to take two balls, throw one ball up in the air, and then to throw the other ball over it. Throw one ball. And the key is to throw the ball over it, not to it. Most people do this drill, they do it wrong in my opinion. They throw the ball up and then they try and hit the other ball with it. But then if the kid doesn't throw the ball very high, they start doing this technique. I don't want them to do darts. I know in Holland you're very good at darts. But I want them to be much better at throwing like baseball, where the elbow is going up. So it's much better to get them to throw over the other ball, because then they have this trajectory, not this trajectory. Ball up, and then the other ball over it. You keep one ball, you get another one, then you have another go. Here we go, another ball. Very good, nice technique. Okay, play. So the next drill to help you with your rhythm, shadow serve. We've all done it, I don't need to play it. Getting kids to shadow serve 2 or 3 in a row, continuous motions builds nice coordination. And I think it's a great foundation for young players. But then you have to advance it and understand how the coordination changes. We're going to work on developing the use of the chopper grip for the serve. And what's hard about the chopper grip for the serve is that when you hit the ball, you have to turn your hand out so it hits the strings. So the first thing you're going to do is learn to do that, but underneath your head, because it's a bit easier. So you're just going to hold the racket, choking it up halfway, and you just put the strings outwards and just tap the ball down with the grip. And that's important. Watch, everyone does that drill in the world. Most people do it badly. They do this. But that allows you to do a forehand grip. It's not so easy to do a forehand grip when you point it across the body. Much easier to do a continental grip. So don't do this. That's just doing dribbling, like dribbling around cones. It's fine for coordination, not fine for developing the grip. Watch me, I take the grip to a chopper grip, and I point it across my body, and I'm doing that. It's very different to what most people do. Now, when you throw the racket to the ball, the frame goes first, and then you have to turn your hand out. So we're going to practice going frame, hand, frame, hand, frame, hand, frame, hand. Cameron, now we're going to work on your directional control with your racket face by actually turning it out different angles to hit different targets, which will really help you hit wide serves, body serves, and serves down to tee. So you're going to take 3 balls, you're going to throw the ball up, stand frontal, and then just turn the racket face out towards the different coloured cones. Perfect, great.
Target, stand surface.
Okay, so Karen, when you throw the racket towards the ball, it's important to keep the frame going upwards and forwards. This is one of the best solutions, I believe, for players that change the grip. Follow my story. So they start with the chopper grip. They take the racket back. Then all of a sudden, they change the grip. And why do they do that? For 2 reasons. A, to keep the elbow close to the body. If you want comfort in life, if you want to control something, you keep it close to you. When you hold a baby, do you hold a baby like this? Or do you hold a baby out like that? Okay, unless you're Michael Jackson who did that on the balcony. Okay, but he's crazy, so don't use him as an example.
He was crazy.
But to control something, it's much easier to keep the elbow closer to the body. When you take the elbow further away, it's very difficult to control. So when players serve with the continental grip and their elbow has to go up, elbow up, thumb out. It's a great throwing drill with young players. Elbow up, thumb out. Elbow up, thumb out. Elbow up, thumb out. Elbow up, thumb out. That's the motion we want of the forearm. So again, when you get kids to do that, just say elbow up, elbow up, elbow up. Just do that every day, mini red, mini orange, in your lessons. And the kids will get good at throwing if they don't do this, elbow down, but they do elbow up. That's the key. Now with this drill, the other reason is that the strings face the ball for longer with a forehand grip. Perfect, great. But, great you say, Simon, good drill. However, then when I ask them to serve, normally they do this. They still change the grip because they want to hit the strings. Good. Strings. Good boy. That's exactly the right timing of when you turn the hand out. Great job. So there are some coaches. Right, Henry, we're now going to work on throwing the racket head towards the ball, keeping the frame pointing towards it, and then turning the strings at the end. You're going to do a sideways on serve. Start here, throw the ball up, drop the racket, and then throw out towards the ball. So if you follow the story now, let's pretend this is my normal serving position. But I'm going to reverse you. Now, sideways on. Now you're going to turn more frontal. Same thing, frame towards the ball, then the strings. Great. And then the last one, turn sideways on, normal serve, free throw position, and with the frame first, then the palm. Great serve. And then get into play to really feel different directions by exaggerating the target. Now work on your directional control of the racket face, okay, which means you're going to try and hit like wide and more centre and then more down the middle. We're going to dramatise that because I want you to serve one to the right hand tram line, second one right down the centre of the court, and then the third one to the left hand tram line. I'll do that on court. Okay. On 2010, just focus on 2010. This is when he worked with Todd Martin. I didn't think it went very well for him. He straightened his arm and he kind of bowled his serve. He really delayed bending his elbow. You see his arm straight, his arm straight, his arm straight, his arm straight. Now he starts to bend, but it's too late. Now look at 2014. 2014 in the middle. He takes it back and then kind of brings it up here. You see that? Before the ball is at the apex. Have a look. So the ball's going up, it's taking the racket back, and it's coming down, and he's in the right position. Now this was Junior Davison Fed Cup when I was there with the British team. Now have a look at this one. This is the Swedish boy, same event. Same event. You'll see he's nowhere near in the pre-throw position. And look at the effect it has on his serve. Look at the effect it has on his serve. So the ball is at the apex, there. Look at where the racket is. It's still down here. He's got to bring it all the way up. The ball's going to come down fast because gravity brings it down fast. And look what happens to him. He's just going, he's collapsing, lunging, and struggling. And he didn't have an effective serve. There's a serve where you attack up, or a serve where you collapse down. So you can do something when you try and throw the racket forward. Okay, so we don't want it too high, we don't want it too low. The first rule we're going to do is to make sure the elbow doesn't go too high and keep it nice and low, just in line or below the hitting shoulder here. So you throw the ball up, and then as you start to throw the racket, I'll take my finger away. Go. Nice. Great serve, Calvin. Your elbow is in a lovely position there. Or, if the problem is that the elbow is too low, you have to feel that it's up high. Okay, Tabitha, this time, we don't want the elbow going too low either. So we actually want the elbow to stay nice at 90 degrees here, and I want you to keep the elbow in line with the shoulder as well. And therefore, I'm going to hold your elbow up to stop it going too far down. That's it, keep the elbow up, and go. Great serve, nice elbow, nice and stable with your elbow, beautiful. Or, you can get them to feel when it needs to bend. This is a really cool idea. Tabitha, working again on trying to get your elbow in the right position before you throw, so it's nice and stable, not too high, not too low. We're going to look at where that perfect position is. So ready position, take the racket back, and there's the perfect position, 90 degrees here. Okay, now let go of the racket, go back to the ready position, and you're going to start to bend your elbow and take it off me, and then do a serve. Nice, that would be perfect. So now we're doing the ball. We're going to find that perfect free throw. Together, let's go. Up. 90 degrees there, 90 degrees there. Perfect. That's it. Come back. Take it off me. Throw the ball up. Serve. Yeah, that elbow was so still. Okay. The other way I do it with players is without the kinesthetic. Pause this. That's a cool. One pause. The racket can't go down any lower. From there, it's only going up. But look at where she's facing. She's virtually frontal of the net. She'll never get hip over hip. She'll never have shoulder over shoulder.
Nice.
The rotation of her trunk, the momentum won't be good. Momentum is building up body speed, like a snowball down a mountain. She doesn't have good momentum because she can't gradually build up the segments. She's going to struggle. I'm not saying she won't have a good serve. She'll still serve 100 miles an hour, 105, but it won't be a weapon. It can be a strength, but not a weapon. But Sharapova, who does, for her body size, have a very, very good serve. And when you look at her, it's sideways on. I'll try and pause it in exactly the same place.
That's a trophy.
She's still sideways on. And that's an amazing position to be in. And we need our players to be in the same position, male and female. Although it's more common that the females start to open slightly because they want to get their power from forward trunk rotation, whereas the men want to get more from their shoulder over shoulder trunk rotation. But I think we can do both. I think we can help both sexes on that. This is a really good game to do with young players from a young age. Sorry. You get them to put a pole behind and just lift the pole over one another. Good. And you can see I've got the net pole there. I just get her the ball touch. She's got a ball in her shorts, and I get her to touch the ball to the net stick. So that's feeling that she dips her hip into the court, which creates a nice tilt, keeps the sideways back. She won't do that if she comes too open. It won't happen. She won't get this position. So, got to keep the trunk sideways on. Got to keep the trunk sideways on for longer. It prevents people opening too soon. Footwork, foot up versus foot back. We know from all the research that players that bring their foot up, okay, will have a better back hip vertical velocity. They're going to get their back hip up higher and faster. This picture I really like, because the reason why they do that, sorry, it's a bit blurred on the screen, I'll just explain it. The man on the left is a foot back serve, or a wider stance, and the player who brings their foot up, you can see that where they drive through their center of gravity is in a different location, and it's because of that different location that then drives you up and out with the back leg. So I know in France, for example, they make all their girls in their regional centers, aged 10 to 15, 16, they make all of them bring their foot up. They believe that's the trend, therefore we should do it. I don't believe that's true. I think you can do both, and there are good examples of both, although more and more people are foot up now. I respect that. At this point in Tarbs, who was a bit of a serve volleyer. You can see with this boy, he does what a lot of the players do. They go down, in my opinion, too over there. And then when you finish, you should have no weight. Go back here. Just behind your chest. So there's your waist. So you can go from here. Again. So there's the height of your waist. Use your legs. So, and then that drill's good because we were videoing it, so we then showed her where her back hip was getting over, and she's happy. Do you think players like that? Yeah, they like it. They like to know if they're meeting a professional. You show them Federer doing it, and you show them doing it. Like, yeah, I'm doing this. In real speed, you can't see it, but in slow motion, you'll see. So watch. There's the follow through, finished, and he's still in the air. That's a great thing to use. That's not a good clip. Let me show you this picture. This is a picture of some of the top 10 players in the world, or certainly have been in the last few years. And this is the picture of the frame that precedes. This is one of our top female players at the LTA that I helped do some work with on her analysis of her serve. She played Fed Cup, she played all the Grand Slams, doubles player, and I think she made 200 singles, so she was good, but struggled with her serve. Did I bring her?
Dat is in de zomer opgenomen.
If you look at her left arm at contact. Look at her left arm at contact. I'll try and pause it. Okay, that's just after contact, so I need to go back a bit. Oh my god, it's annoying. Okay, that's a good one. It's just after contact. But you'll see that the arm is out here.
Good boy. Very good. Next step. Serve, you rally with the slice. Serve, you rally with the slice. Like it. Okay, you're going to change it again. This time you rally and you play a shot that's rising over the baseline afterwards. Let me show you. This shot will not rise over the baseline. It will fall over the baseline. Oh, you saw that, right? Ball bangs that fell over the baseline. I want to be more like this. That's rising over the baseline. Don't attack, but it's just rallying with a higher tempo. Let's go. Serve. Rally tempo. Very good. Nice rising over the baseline. Good boy. The moon ball. Rally with the slice. To rally with a tempo shot. Then I teach them to attack. Power. Precision. On the rise. Then I teach them to defend. Bring defense. Touch it. Every ball. Nothing gets past you. Everything. Everything. Then neutralize. When you're in trouble. And then counter-attack. Learn to have the skills. When you're on the run, you have another option. Bam! Try and turn the point around. Would your players all be better if they had more skills? Yes. Ask you a question. Do you want your players to be more skillful? Do you want your players to be more skillful? Do you want your players to be more skillful? Do you want your players to be more skillful? Yes. That means they need to have more skills. So I want my players to go to first serve, second serve, rally, serve, attack, serve, defend, serve, stay, serve, neutralize, serve, turn the point around, precision, power. If they do those things, they'll be good. And you can see some of the boys, they're struggling with some of the skills. And we need more time to help them with that. So now let's work on more serving technique. Get 5 balls, bring them over.
Okay, they learn to pronate.
Direction, so you just go. But this is a great way with younger players. Okay, if you throw the ball to the right, it's almost impossible. So straight to that. Very good. So this is the one we're developing, of course. Very good. And this is the one that's going to help them do the wide slice serve better. So another thing you're going to do is this. What will I do? Everyone going to do? Don't do it yet. Backwards. So on this, it's going to be. Understand? It's to go this way, not on the back of it. This way. Go. Hold it there. Hold it there. This way. Good girl. Feel the slice. That's flat. Slice. 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 You're lower. You're lower. Do like this. Very good. Slice. Slice. Feel this one. Pull your forearm. Forearm. Not this. That's your shoulder. Forearm. 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 This one. Understand? So, this action. Very good. Very good. That's spin. That's spin. Side spin. Side spin. Side spin. Side spin. I need them to feel. I need them to feel that when they slice, it's going to go wide. Not just go straight. Okay? Go again. Another way this is really cool with young kids is to do this. Practice this. 2 balls. First one is a crazy side spin. Watch. That. Then, crazy side spin. Okay? Crazy. And then crazy side spin. So you side spin, side spin, side spin, side spin. First person.
Nou, veel balverlies.
Then back.
Over het hek.
Next one. Then do a side spin serve. Side spin serve. Yeah, good try. I thought this was crazy. I thought this was cool. Yeah. Very good. And then do a side spin. Oh, very good. Right. Oh, that's good, huh? Feel that. Feel the slice. Moving away. Very good. Side spin. Oh, that ball's moving a bit more now, huh? Oh, that ball's moving a bit more now. Good side spin. Good side spin. Yes, sir, 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 sir. Going through, and I'm still in the air. I'm still off the ground. Just doing practice serve. Just show me that. Very good. Do it again. Focus mind first. Body focus mind. Up, finish. Up, then finish. Go up, then you finish. Shut it. Up. First one was better. It wasn't dynamic. Make me look excited. I'm more excited about that one. I would stand at the balcony, I watch you. That's what I want. I want to watch you serve. Go up, and then you finish. Okay, very good. Still hit flat. Flat. First serve, flat. Go up before you finish. Now that's exciting. It looks more athletic. Yeah? But you're still going up and in flat. Classical. Way better. Okay, now you. Very good. And again, you turn beautiful, you have it really well. But now I'm going to teach them. This time, they're going to hit sideways on and then turn. So this is how we're going to practice. Second serve. Second serve. They're going to do 3. Yeah. Then. So you stay sideways on. 3 balls, and you walk backwards. Understand? Let's go. 3. This is a brilliant drill for teaching players to go more low to high for a quick serve. Very good. Feel it. And again. Second serve. Kick. Kick. Very good. That's much better technique.
Dan kom je de bal niet voor de bal niet voor.
Nou, dan moet je er nog eens mee. Tweede serve.
Watch me. 3 balls. Bam, keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Stand. Keep walking. Don't stop. Serve. Don't stop. Good. Next play.
Misschien ook wel om te kunnen schakelen.
Stop there. Everyone come back. Come back. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to teach the players two types of serve. Run, 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 run. Run, run, run. I'm going to teach the player two types of serve. The first one is a hit. Hit. The second one is a stroke. First one, hit. Second one, stroke. Hit is when you have lots of speed before you hit the ball. Give me a ball. Three. Only yellow balls.
Dus zijn groene stip en een gewone bal
So
bij
a hit
elkaar.
feeling is one where I have all my speed before I make contact with the ball. Stroke feeling is one where I start when I touch the ball. So a hit is I almost stop when I touch the ball. Sorry. That's a hit feeling. The second one is going to be a stroke feeling, where I start when I touch the ball. That's a stroke feeling. It's almost like the speed only starts when I touch the ball. Other one, bam. Second one, it's different. So hit, stroke, hit, stroke, hit, stroke. Understand? Do it first. Hit it first, big first serve. Fast as you can. And again. Stroke. Slice. But she does what every player does. She slows the racket down from first to second serve. I don't want her to do that. I want the racket speed to be exactly the same on the first serve and the second serve. She didn't do that. First serve like this. Second serve.
Terwijl je spin krijgt ook echt de service moet sneller.
And the second one.
Ja, je moet de snelheid omzetten in effect. Maar wel dezelfde rekkensnelheid. Vaak de tweede nog meer rekkensnelheid, hè? Nog meer snelheid.
Good hit feeling. Nice stroke, you slice it. Still fast racket. Very fast. Good girl, that was much nice stroke of feeling. Very good second serve. Very good, you're in. Go run the Good hit feeling, good girl. For her age and her size, it was lovely when you turned and hit. Nice stroke, slice, stroke. Good girl, I know you lost your balance, but it was actually very good. Hit good back. Good the man. First serve, what are you going to do? No, first serve.
Flat.
Hit. Second serve. Watch. Hit. Stroke. Hit. Stroke. Hit it first. Oh, not a green ball, not a green ball. Good hit feeling. Good boy. Nice stroking. Good boy. That's nice. You stay sideways on the second serve. Very good. Here we go. Now we should really start to see a hit feeling with you. You're old enough. Good hit feeling. Lots of speed with your hands. Very good. Nice stroking. Very good. Let's stop. Are you trying to do slice or kick like slow? Fast. Very good. That's exciting. That was the best. That's exciting. The face was slightly weird. Now that's exciting.
Good gig. go change.
Follow the natural rhythm of the legs. Slow down, and it's much more dynamic up. Faster, it's quicker with the legs. It's not how high you get, it's important. It's the speed at which you get high. That's the side you go.
Ja, dat is een zwaar niet.
Why? I wanted to show you drills, hit, stroke, grip pressure, staying sideways, turning, the body, the legs. I wanted to show you things you can do on the court with 4 players very easily to develop the technique and the tactics. How did I develop the tactics? Serve, rally, serve, defend, serve, attack, rally, boom ball, slice, tempo, rally and power attack, precision attack, on the rise attack, defend, extreme defense, turn the point around, hitting winners on the run. There's so many things you can do to develop the serve with young players. Did you enjoy that?
Yes.
Big round of applause for the players again. Before my voice goes, all that leaves me to say is thank you very much for coming. I know it's not very comfortable to stand at the side with noise. I have no microphone. I did my best with shouting. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some new ideas, some new ways of looking at the serve. It's been nice to be connected with you all today, and I look forward to sending the presentations to Bart, which he will forward on to you in the upcoming week. So, safe journey home, everyone.
Ik heb helemaal niks. Daarachter.
Marty is de stille kracht achter dit seminar. De sprekers hebben contact met de sprekers. Ik wil jullie ook allemaal geweldig bedanken voor deze hele fijne dag. Ik zie al mensen, ik kreeg al veel vragen over, ja, ik wil wanneer naar huis, ik moet uit eten of weet ik wat allemaal. Nogmaals bedankt, ik zal voor ons uit jullie leiden, laten we zeggen. Voor wat betreft de mensen die graag naar huis willen, soms mensen die heel ver weg moeten. De certificaten, handig om te hebben, certificaten worden uitgedeeld op de plek waar jullie ook binnen zijn gekomen. Dus de certificaten worden uitgedeeld op de plek waar jullie ook binnen zijn gekomen, dus je hoeft niet opnieuw naar boven. Mensen die de spullen boven hebben liggen, denk ik dat jullie dit jaar nog wel even terecht kunnen. Maar je hoeft niet hier naar boven te zitten. Oké, ik wens jullie allemaal een hele fijne dag.
KNVB gegeven worden.